fuel filter. Setting up the fuel filters on these TDI installs is another little thing you have to deal with. Since we know that one of the things that makes a TDI is it has a much more sophisticated fuel injection system than the previous diesels, older diesels, like the 1.6 that was previously in this. So the TDIs have much finer orifices in the injector nozzles and much higher fuel injection pressure, and that causes gives you a finer mist, much better atomization, and much cleaner, more efficient fuel burn. So with that, you have those very tiny orifices. You have to have much better filtration than you did with the with the older technology. So in other words, the filtering system that was in this before had to go, and I had to have finer finer filtration. So what do? So we went down to the the parts store and tried to find a filter. Went to get a filter for this, and went to we checked the microns. We saw how fine the filtration was, and I believe it was on the filter that fits the original diesel Vanagon filter housing. I think the filtration was 14 microns or something like that. So not a heck of a lot. We saw that, and we were like, yeah, we need to go quite a bit smaller than that. A lot finer filtration. So we went down and sourced this guy at a specialty filter shop in Tacoma, Washington. And this is as you can see, it's a Baldwin BF587-D, and this goes down to 5 microns. Okay, so that by all accounts is adequate for the filtration on this thing. Now there's another way to go, and the way a lot of people go is with the Jetta filter. So the original TDI filter, that came off the the donor Jettas, the cars that these came on. You just take that filter, because that is obviously, has the filtration you need. But the thing with that is it doesn't fit into this, slick original Vanagon Diesel filter housing, which I really like, because this screws on here, it screws on and off, and it looks great. It looks real clean, and it's terrific. And if you want to put one of those Jetta filters on, the way I've seen people do it is they kind of, they'll hose clamp them on here, or they'll retro them in here somehow, and it just doesn't look as good. I mean, look at that. That's just terrific the way that sits in there, and it's really easy to screw it on and off. Another thing is that the Jetta filtration system uses the fuel return line on the original 1.6 that was in this went from the pump, right down here, and it went right out there and right into the tank. Real simple. On the Jetta, on the new ones, it goes from the pump back into the filter, and it goes and circulates in the filter, and then from there I believe it goes to the tank. But the idea behind that, apparently, according to Carl Mullendor, the guy who built this pump, who is an absolute guru, a total rock star, and really good source information, so I totally believe everything he says about this. He says that that's to go in, it takes warm fuel from the motor that's been circulating. It's been in the pump, and it's been in the injectors, and it's already warm, and it goes in here, and it kind of preheats the fuel that's in here. Okay, and then that sends preheated fuel in here, and that gives you, the warmer fuel gives you better atomization for even more efficiency. And that sounds right to me. But what I was questioning, was, is it worth it to get that gain? I don't know how much of a gain that gives you in temperature and in economy, and in efficiency there. Is that gain worth changing out that filter housing? And for me, the jury's not quite out on that. So I'm researching that, and I'm gonna find out exactly how much of a gain you get, and whether that's really worth changing that out. Because like I said, I really like that filter housing. That's really nice and original and clean, and it's screw in, so it's really nice. So, and another thing that I thought of was, well, this pump, when this motor is at operating temperature, this pump is really quite warm. So the head's about 185. The block is 210 usually when I measure it with my laser, and I forget what the pump is, but the pump's right in there. The pump's probably 120, I would bet, at least 100 degrees, 120 degrees. So what I'm getting at is the pump itself is kind of a heater. You know what I mean? So your fuel's coming in at ambient temperature, and then it's going in this thing, and that's quite a heater in itself. So how much more can that Jetta preheating system over here really be doing for this? I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I'm not sure on that, but for now, I'm gonna do some research, and in the meantime I got this filter. That's my solution right there, that Baldwin, that fits right in the stock diesel Vanagon housing. Looks great, goes down to 5 microns, and for now that's what I'm going with until I find out something better on that. If that, like I said, that Jetta filter is the way to go, but I'll let you guys know.